a lot of people don't realize, but Indiana sits atop what was a massive natural gas deposit. It went into Illinois, eastern Illinois, and into western Ohio. So this was a massive natural resource.
The discovery of this deposit more than 150 years ago gave rise to an industrial Kokomo, and it meant that work and the opportunity for innovation was plentiful.
In 1891, a gentleman named Elwood Haynes came from Portland, Indiana. He was college educated, and he'd been a metallurgist. He's quite the genius.
He also designed and built one of the earliest automobiles made in the United States.
It's very simple. He needed a way to get to the gas fields. And the only way to do that was this new thing, the automobile, which didn't have the name automobile. In fact, if you read some of the older literature, they refer to it as a motorcycle, or a horseless carriage, things like that. But the automobile term was not in common usage.
The need may have been simple, but the build was anything but. Haynes sourced a gasoline engine, cutting-edge technology for the time, from Michigan, and then set out to convince the Apperson brothers, Edgar and Elmer, to help him build his horseless carriage.
Saying something like that in 1893 would be about like saying today, you know, I want to build a rocket that will go to Mars, and I want you to build it for me. People are going to look at you like you're a little bit off.
Mr. Haynes must have been a pretty good salesman, because the car, later known as the Pioneer, was built.
He eventually gets $1,000 wrapped up in this thing, which, to give you an idea, the average person in the 1880s and 90s, the average worker was making $300 a year. So that was a lot of money. They take the better part of a year, and they test run it July 4th, 1894 on a road called Pumpkin Vine Pike, brings it back into town at 7 miles per hour.
By modern standards, it had a few issues.
It didn't have braking capacity, was very good. It had no reverse and had no muffler. And the steering was a crank that you kind of, like you pushed it this way, you pulled it that way to steer. It didn't work very well.
For 1894, it was a marvel. Haynes continued to innovate, improved his original design, and soon built a factory in Kokomo. The factory, with precision tools and electric power, was one of the first in the world to produce cars, and was a revelation for its day.
You look at the production time, it goes from being like a whole year down to like 6-8 months, and by 1897 we are incorporating and we're building several cars a year. It shows that there's a market for them, for one thing, because they wouldn't build them if they couldn't sell them. There's 30 cars built by 1899, and then it gets to be 200 and 300 cars and 400 cars. So it shows there's a market for that.
There was also very stiff competition. By 1912, Elwood Haynes was largely out of the car business, having returned to his first love, metallurgy. The last Haynes automobile rolled off the line in 1925, the same year its namesake passed away. But Kokomo's ties to the automobile didn't end with Haynes and the Apperson brothers. Delco's radio division set up shop in the late 1930s, and 2 decades later, Chrysler opened its first transmission plant. Today, more than 10,000 Hoosiers have jobs in Kokomo related in some way to the automobile industry. And a trip to the Kokomo Automotive Museum allows visitors to get up close and personal with the city's history.
You hear this a lot from people coming to the museum. I remember that car. My mom had this, my dad had this. That was my first car. I took my prom date to the prom in that car. Whatever. It's that connection. And we owe a lot to the Pioneer Auto Club for starting this. And they donated hundreds of thousands of dollars of their time and labor to build this thing. And then they brought their cars in as a way, to fill it. And some of these cars are still here.
There are, not surprisingly, a number of Haynes cars. It's the largest collection in the world, and includes a replica of the Haynes Pioneer. The original sits in the Smithsonian. We
have an Apperson Jackrabbit. I call it a 19-teens Corvette. We have a 1923 Haynes Model 75 touring car. It was owned by one of the founders of the museum. It is a typical 1920s touring car. It's large, maroon, with black finish, gorgeous machine. It has a presence.
There are Coles, Cords, and Duesenbergs, Studebakers, Model Ts, and GTOs. If you're a car enthusiast or an amateur historian, there's something here for you. The goal of the museum is to celebrate the city of firsts, from Elwood Haynes to today.
without Kokomo, we wouldn't have this. Without Kokomo, we wouldn't have that. Oh my goodness. Suddenly, it becomes, well, maybe there's something to that place. Maybe there is something to that place. Maybe it's more than just some of the old industrial town. Whatever city you live in, or whatever city you're passing through, you get to know that history, you begin to appreciate what it was and how it affects you and it affects things today.